Hello and welcome. Today's lesson is going to be about system of equations by substitution. Okay, in order to solve by substitution, we need to have one letter by itself. It does not matter if it's X or Y. So when I look at first example, I see that the X is alone. So I'm going to put a circle around the equation with the letter that is alone. Now, I look over here and I see the letter that is alone is X. So on the other equation, I'm going to put an arrow under the X. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the 2, and under the arrow, I'm going to put parentheses, and I'm going to write what's over here. Instead of X, I'm going to write negative 4y plus 24. So this would be negative 4y plus 24. And then I continue copying plus 5y equals 15. Now I'm going to solve the equation. I'm going to distribute, or I'm going to eliminate parentheses, and I'm going to multiply 2 times negative 4 is negative 8y. 2 times 24 is 48. We bring down the 5y. Equals, we bring down the 15. Next step is combine like terms. So we're going to combine negative 8 with 15. And the 48, there's nothing I can combine with 48. Remember, here is the border. So negative 8 plus 5 is negative 3y. We bring down the 48 equals, we bring down 15. Now, I need to get the y alone, so I'm going to send the 48 to the other side. So this is going to go to the other side. So when you change sides, you change the sign of the number. So that means that 48 is going to become negative 48. The negative 3y, we're going to bring it down. And the 15, we're going to bring it down. Now we have negative 3 on this side. And negative 48 plus 15 is negative 33. To get the y alone, we divide both sides by negative 3. So y equals 11. So that means we found part of our answer. We found that the second number here is 11. Because remember, the first number is x, second number is y. So we found y equals 11. Now, we need to find x. So to do that, we're going to come back here and we're going to copy this equation. So x equals negative 4y plus 24. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to substitute the value of y with 11. So I'm going to copy x equals negative 4 parenthesis 11 plus 24. So negative 4 times 11 is negative 44. bring down the 24. Negative 44 plus 24 is negative 20. So there you go. I found the value of x. So I know the answer. Okay. So that means if I was to graph these two lines, they will probably be two lines that cross each other, and they cross at a point negative 20, 11. Let's do the next example. Remember, I need to have an equation with the letter alone. Does not matter if it's x or y. When I look at these two equations, I see that the first equation, the y is alone. So I'm going to put a circle around, and then I look here that the y is the one that is alone. So that means I'm going to put an arrow under the y. So I'm going to copy 2x minus 3. When I get to the arrow, I put parentheses, and then I copy. I'm going to substitute what y equals to. So basically, I'm going to copy this x plus 5, close parenthesis, equals 9. Now is an equation. First step, eliminate parentheses. I'm going to bring down the 2x. Negative 3 times 1x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15, equals 9. Now we're going to combine like terms. Combine 2x with negative 3x. So 2 minus 3 is negative 1x. We bring down negative 15, equals 9. Now we're going to send the 15 to the other side. So this would be negative 1x. Negative 15 becomes positive 15 plus 9. So we're going to combine. So negative 1x, 15 plus 9 is 24. And to get the x alone, we're going to divide by negative 1. So that means x equals negative 24. So that means my answer will have negative 24 for the first number. And we need to find the second number. To do that, you come back here to the circle, and we're going to copy. So we copy y equals x plus 5. And then we're going to substitute again. This would be y equals, instead of x, I'm going to put negative 24 plus 5. And negative 24 plus 5 is negative 19. So there we go. We got our answer for the y. I'm going to put negative 19 right here. Okay. Again, if I was to graph these two lines would cross, and they would be meeting together at negative 24, negative 19. Very well. Let's go on to the next examples. On the next example, remember, I need the letter by itself. The equation on the bottom has a letter by itself. So I'm going to select that. And since I have no space underneath, I'm going to copy the first equation over here. And now I'm going to put the arrow. Remember, you look inside the circle. Who's alone? The y is alone. So you put the arrow under the y. Let's go ahead and copy 6x minus 2. And then when you get to the arrow, you put parentheses, and inside the parentheses, you're going to copy what's in the circle. In this case, is 3x plus 2 equals 4. Now we solve the equation. First step, eliminate parentheses. So we bring down 6x. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6x. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4 equals 4. Now we combine like terms. 6x minus 6x, they cancel. I am left with negative 4 equals 4. Now look what happened. The letter disappeared. They got canceled. I'm left with a statement. When you get to this point, this is a special case. When the letter gets canceled, you're going to be left with a statement. And you have to ask, is this true or false? Is it true that negative 4 equals positive 4? Well, a negative number is not equal a positive number. So this statement is false. Whenever you get a false statement, that means your solution or your answer will be no solution. Okay, in other words, if I was to graph this system, you will get two lines that are parallel. Okay, that's what it means. All right, let's go to the next problem. On the next problem, the best equation is on the bottom because the x is alone. We put a circle around. We copy the first equation because there's no space underneath. Now I look over here, x is alone. So I'm going to go under the x and I put my arrow. Now I copy 4y plus 2 and then open parentheses. Now instead of x, I'm going to put negative 2y plus 6 equals 12. Now we're going to solve the equation. So we're going to multiply. So we bring down the 4y. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4y. 2 times 6 is 12 equals 12. Now we combine like terms. 4y minus 4y. 4y cancels. I'm left with 12 equals 12. So the letter got canceled. So that means it's going to be a special case. You need to ask, is this statement true or false? Is positive 12 equals positive 12? Well, that is true. Whenever you have a true statement, that means you're going to get IMS. In other words, if we were to graph this line, we would have two lines, one on top of the other. Okay? So please remember, if the letter disappears, they get canceled, and you're left with a statement, you need to ask, is it true or false? If it's false, will be no solution. If it's true, will be IMS. So this concludes this lesson, the lesson on system of equations by substitution. The reason why it's called substitution is because you substitute one time and then you do it a second time, okay? Also, we talked about the special cases. All right, I hope this video was helpful. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.